Thank you, sir. We have upcoming payments. These are big. Our first payment is in February, which we'll go over in just a minute. If you have any questions on parent portal, we'll kind of touch on that tonight. That'll really be in our January leaders meeting. Pre-orders, our new Beaumont website, program updates for Prime Time Pursuit, Glow Party, Area Specialties, Campfire, program updates, and then adult leader activities as well. So questions for you guys at the end. Also, there's going to be a poll. A couple years ago, we got rid of a program, and we're going to hear from you guys to see if you guys want us to bring it back or not. And it'll be completely up to you. That will be the data will be taken tonight, and then we'll announce it in January. So, camper ships, start there. These are for Lake Erie Council units only. So if you are out of council, unfortunately, we do not have camper ships available for you guys. But if you are in council, all those camper ships can be taken advantage of. No scout should ever be denied coming to camp, and we do believe that here. The website is lecbsa.org/camperships, or there's a link on the new Beaumont Reservation.org website. New scouts, existing scouts. Okay, sorry about that. If they're on the fence, they need to apply by April 4th, 2025. There may be a change with our unit leader recommendations due on April 10th. We're working with the campership committee to see if that is still a necessary step. So as of right now, it's still in there. Be on the lookout. That may disappear. And units will be notified by April 21st, 2025. Last year was a bit of a discrepancy. All units will be notified if they get the campership or if they do not get the campership, but everybody will be notified. So that's something that we did take into consideration when going through that. Payment schedule, February 3rd, there's $100 per scout camper deposit. This gives us an idea of how much we started ordering program supplies earlier and earlier. And so this gives us an idea of how many kids are coming. And so that way we can at least start ramping up in our high demand program areas. March 5th is the first payment due. So $200 for dining hall and $130 for patrol cooking. April 22nd, early bird payment is due in full. If you are not paid in full by April 22nd of 25, you will not receive early bird date. All those dates on that paper looking the same.
150.
Paper is correct. 150. Sorry about that. I sure was 130. And so then $30 will be added to the fee after the 22nd. And if you're paying 14 days prior to coming to camp, that goes an additional $20. So please get paid in full as soon as possible. So that way, once again, you guys get the early per day.
And when first crossover, we'll still get it after the
First, if any cross, thank you for questioning that, Gary. If you have a scout that joins your troop that is brand new to scout, or any crossovers past the early bird date, I will honor until the 14 days prior to coming to camp. I will honor the early bird 14 days prior to camp for any new scout into the program, or a crossover that just crossed over after that date. Thank you, Gary. How to pay? Online, credit or debit cards or e-checks can be paid online via the 24/7 system. In person here at the Council Service Center, either by check, credit card, debit, or with cash if you so choose. And if you are mailing your payment, it can be mailed to our P.O. Box, which is 93388, Cleveland, Ohio, 44101. Do not mail checks to 2241 Woodland Avenue. The post office loses them. We never get them. This address does not exist to the post office, so please do not mail anything to 2241. If you do, we'll get that payment in probably October and not when we get it. So online parents, if the troop so chooses to have the parents pay online, they can do it through parent portal that is set up. That's the biggest part of tonight that we'll talk about parent portal. is they can go in and they can pay per their scout online via the parent portal. Tutorials and office hours will be coming up. Tutorials can be found online on YouTube if you go to 24/7. If you just type in 24/7 parent portal, you can watch those tutorials on how parent portal does work and how that happens. Pre-orders. This is kind of the theme that we're going for this year, the primetime pursuit, which is our Monday night games. T-shirts will be provided. In years past, we've done other items as well, neckerchiefs, stuff along those lines. I'm opening it up to you guys. If you guys have an idea of what you would like to see as a pre-order for your troop, we'll take it all into consideration. If you guys would like to let me know now, or if you guys want to think about it and shoot me an email or shoot Dan an email, that'd be great. Or put it in the chat if you're joining us online. Kim Fortunato, our business manager emeritus, is monitoring all of that. I know, Kim, you're not coming back, no matter how much I beg. So if you guys are online and have ideas, go ahead and put it in the chat. So is there anything you guys would like to see us have that we haven't had in years past? Hats. Funny you mentioned that. I worked with our vendor on Monday and I said, I need a good hat. I'm getting raked over the coals by hats. So yeah, hats. Anything else? Can you get anything? Great, awesome. If you have anything else, go ahead and email Dan or myself. Pre-orders will open March 1st and they'll close May 16th. Key resources for you guys. Everything has been up on BeaumontScoutReservation.org since October of this year. All of our documents, our leader's guide, our preparing scout guide, our flyer, the pricing sheet. We have pushed more and more to make sure those documents are ready for you guys and online, something that we've heard from everybody in the past. And so we wanted to make sure that those are up and online for you guys. So check it out. It's not the world's best website, but it's a heck of a lot better than the one scrolling page on the council website that we've had for years. And so we at least have tabs now and our own brand. So we're really excited for that. I'm going to toss things over to Dan Gore, our new program director. He's been around for my entire administration as an assistant program director in some way, shape, or form. So he knows the program quite well, and we're excited to have him on board as the new program director. So yeah.
Hello, everybody. Like Anthony said, my name is Dan Gore. This is my 4th year on the program team, 1st year as the program director. So I'm looking really forward to getting to work with you all while we're at a camp. So this upcoming summer, as we changed last year, our camp-wide games are on Monday night, and this year's theme is the Beaumont Primetime Pursuit. So what does that mean? We're looking back for those old TV shows. We're going Minute to Win It, Top Year, Law and Order, stuff like that. Each station is going to be themed around a different kind of show. So you may see cup stacking at Minute to Win It. You may see solving a crime at Law and Order. It's all still in the works, but it's looking like it's going to be a really fantastic set of games like we've had the past couple years. Something you may notice, and we'll hit on a little bit later, is the night of the campfire games used to be Cast Iron Chef. We have moved that based on feedback from last year and years before. But Ezra will hit on that in just 1 second. Speaking of Ezra, it's her turn.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ezra Nagelberg. I'm the assistant program director and CIT coordinator. This will be my going into my 3rd year on our management team. So I'm going to be talking about Boat Party and then a few other of our programs. It'll be similar to last year if you've been to Beaumont before. If you have not been to Beaumont before, we have opportunities for your scouts to interact with youth and other troops, along with utilizing our night zip in the high cove course, and then yard games. And then if you guys buy the Boat Party mug, so that's an opportunity for the scouts to have another piece of merchandise, they can get unlimited root beer. Yeah. Okay, moving on to area specialties. So this will be my 1st year running this program. It'll be pretty similar to last year. All the scouts will have an opportunity to do a cowboy action shoot. They'll have the opportunity to do ATVs if they're over the age of 16. They'll be able to do blacksmithing and then a bunch of other activities. They'll have signups. They will be the same size as last year, I know it says. Oh, maybe it doesn't say that. But they'll have the same limited number of signups as in the past. And then, yes,
Back to the glow party, they
Yeah.
bring the log from last year, can you still use that?
Yeah. yep. They'll just show them to our Beaumont staff. As for Cast Iron Chef, we're moving that to Wednesday now. So in the past, it was on Monday with our Monday night games, so this time, more troops and more patrols will be able to participate in that. Okay, Jack.
I'm Jack. I'm the newest member of the management team. I'm an APD.
So in terms of campfire, it's gonna look like a lot like the same campfire program that we've been used to for the past couple years. So we're looking at those skits, both from the troops and from the staff as well. Couple of camper awards, and then we're gonna move into our new honors program. I'm gonna let Jack explain a little bit about the honors program and what the Fire of Achua means.
So the Fire of Achua, it's basically our honor system for camp. For the years that you show up, you can get a slip. It has requirements on it of things you can do. And then through your years of showing up to Beaumont, you can turn those slips in for, what are they? They're necklaces, right?
Yep.
Necklaces with what do they call it?
Relic.
Relics on them. My bad. And then each Thursday we'll have a fire. At flags before our closing campfire. I'll announce the Sachem and Sagamore
The Sachem and Sagamore honors for that summer. They'll get called out and go to their own ceremony.
They will then leave from there as everybody else is dismissed. They have a new site this year. They both have new sites this year. I'll talk about that at camp this year. And then for the rest of the honors, those will be at campfire as they normally are. After campfire as they normally are, which will start at the day.
There. All right, so our merit badge program, it'll look very similar to years past. Like what we did last year, that the merit badge schedule from 2024, I believe is currently posted on our website. But it will be changing in just a little bit. Some of the highlights for this year. Somebody forgot to include theater in the merit badge schedule for last year, and it's coming back. So we're gonna see the return of theater. Metalwork merit badge, we in the past, for as long as I've been around, we've done the tinsmithing option. Just this afternoon, I've been in talks with our handicraft director, and we are going to be moving to the blacksmithing option. So really incorporating more use of the forge and more of those like stereotypical metalworking items through the merit badge. The merit badge schedule will be released on March 14th. The requirements not completed at camp will be released on April 1st. We don't call them pre-recs or post-recs. They are just requirements that we do not complete at camp. Because some of them, it doesn't matter which way. So those 3-month requirements for like personal fitness, personal management, it doesn't matter which way those go. So they're just requirements that we do not complete at camp. Merit badge registration will open April 14th through the 18th. So the April 14th, the Monday, week 1 will open. You register for your merit badges online through 24/7. And that's that online registration system you booked your deposit through. And then week 2 will open Tuesday, week 3 Wednesday, week 4 Thursday, week 5 Friday. That really just eases the strain on the registration system, because if you open it up to all 2,000 scouts at one time, the thing crashes and everybody's just angry. One thing to look out for this year is our council advancement chair, Gary Jarkowitz. He has found the requirements that are supposed to be released next year, and they are a doozy. So currently what we're looking at is there's gonna be some major merit badge changes, especially in climbing. Where currently it's a 2-pod class, it's gonna become our first ever 3-pod class, because of all of the added requirements and knots and safety and everything like that. We wanna make sure that your scouts have enough time to fully complete the merit badge.
As of right now, our, sorry, as of right now, our merit badge program is currently set up to be a 5-hour program. If you have a 2-pod class, a 5-hour program. Total length. Climbing now has to go to an 8-hour program length, so it's gonna be fun. So just, I'm gonna reiterate, for climbing especially, if your scout wants to take climbing merit badge. Be on when are you done?
Yes.
Sorry, be on when your program schedule opens, because there's gonna be 3 classes. We don't know how that's looking yet. Dan and I talked in the car about it, but it's going to be only 3 classes of climbing. Gary.
So last year, I couldn't register a scout until he was fully paid. Is that gonna be the same issue this year?
There's no way for me to shut that off. In the system. So if you know of a scout that is not going to be fully paid. You're going to call Dan or I, and we can override it. Please. Most people should know my call logs are backed up beyond belief. So please try to get everybody paid in full. But if there's a scout that desperately needs it, call myself or Dan or Heather McMillan, my council secretary, and then she will be able to go through that as well.
Alan can trigger out of
We've tried and it reverts back. So, yes, so cool. Anything else on program? Great. Adult leader program. This is really exciting. So last year we hired Commissioner Nick Gardner. And this year we're gonna have that commissioner still. And this year I hired an adult program commissioner. Because every year you guys pay quite a bit of money to come to camp and do nothing. That's not fair to you guys. They're teaching merit badges, which I'm forever grateful for. But we're gonna continue with the coffee socials. Along with picnic with properties, or party with properties, whatever Chris calls it nowadays. Adult leader ATV ride, Scouter Splash, where you guys get to go and hang out in the pool. But we're gonna bring some trainings into this, and it's gonna be in-house. Aiden Gray, our former Scoutcraft director, is on board as our new adult program commissioner. And he's going to be working on Scoutmaster basic trainings, climb on safely training, safety afloat. These are some of the ideas that Aiden currently has. And or is what the mandate that I have coming towards him. He is online with us tonight, so he's seeing this as well for the first time. He got this job today, so we're really excited for Aiden. Congratulations. And but we're really excited to have Aiden on that team as well. We'll continue with the Wednesday leaders meeting, and of course the Sunday leaders meeting. If you see me around camp, those are the best times to talk to me, but I will always be at the Sunday and the Wednesday leaders meeting. Last year I started showing up to some of the coffee socials. I had a great time, but my mornings tend to be backlogged with you name it, I'm there. So I can't always make it to the Tuesday and Thursday coffee socials that Nick and the commissioners put on, but we're excited to offer a more adult program for you guys. The training committee for the Lake Erie Council has tried their best, but they're an aging group of people. And so this is our best way to fix this, to at least offer some training out of camp. So we're excited for Aiden Gray.
What are you trying to say, Anthony?
Are you on the training committee?
Yes.
I didn't know that, sorry. If anybody else is on the training committee and I insulted you, I am sincerely sorry. Earn your way to camp. That's right. Alright, earn your way to camp. Any adult leader that teaches 2 or more merit badges, I'll give you your money back. So basically, I need you to pay if you teach 2 or more. This Kim, I'm gonna let Kim talk on this, our former business manager, and she's the one who's always done this in the past. Kim?
What?
what has been your biggest struggles when it comes to this? They need to let you know before they leave.
Yes, you must let us know before you leave camp in order to receive the refund.
So, if you guys teach merit badges, whoever sits in Kim's office. We're in talks with somebody right now, he has been on our team in the past, but we'll see, if he accepts or not. Whoever sits in that office, please make sure, if any of your adult leaders teach a class for us. And our area director sign off on that they talk to the business manager before you leave. That is the best way for you to get your refund back. We are still issuing refunds to this day on people that didn't let Kim know before they left camp. And so, the longer it goes, the harder it gets to get your money back. So please make sure that happens. We're going to continue with the Sizzler and Quick Flight programs, online signups for AM, and then it's going to be open in the PM. Years past, it was an only signups that you would sign up and you'd have to have those program pods, but the afternoon will continue with Open Sizzler and Open Faith. Mile swim, Beaumont 5K, and Cast Iron Chef. As you heard, Cast Iron Chef got moved due to basically your program reviews of our program and saying, hey, our scouts can't be in both Cast Iron Chef and in the Camp Wide Games. So we moved some of those around as well. So just be on the lookout for all of that information. Dan's gonna come back and talk about staff. Oh, Spencer, Spencer's done.
So we're looking for staff right now. We're starting the process of hiring anybody who's interested. If you guys have any scouts or any people you may know that are interested, we're really looking for senior staff, so that's anyone over the age of 18. So any adult leaders, any scouts that have aged out, any college students looking for like opportunities to put on like their resume. So we have that list of specifically looking for, and then as for junior staff that over the age of 15, 15 through 18, and they will be a paid program counselor. And then we have our CIT program. So any junior staff, so any kids in your troop that are looking for like leadership opportunities, any of those things, they'll get those experiences. We're definitely asking that you guys send us some of those kids or adults. Okay, so counselors in training, that'll be between the ages of 14, 15, they can be older. This is a 1-week commitment out at Beaumont. So they'll be gaining in-depth knowledge about program, along with taking into account like the EDGE method, and other leadership values and techniques in that. So they can, so for staffing at our new website, they can all apply there. They'll go through the same application, but they just need to select whether that age group that they're going to be within. And then we're gonna, do you have anything to add? No, okay. Yeah, so definitely, did you give them the, and if you look in your leader's guide, we have a QR code to guide the kids to our staff application.
Like Ezra was talking about, we are currently looking for more of our summer camp staff. That's both for our Scouts BSA resident camp, but also for our school groups and outside groups through Great Lakes Adventures that come before and after Scouts BSA resident camp. So whether you're a former scout in college, looking for an internship, any retired adult leaders, we're looking for your help so that we can provide our scouts, as well as all kids that come onto the property, a amazing experience. Especially for like our younger staff, especially in the under 18 category, it's a great chance to learn and improve leadership. It's a great chance to move away from home for the first time, learn to be independent, and it's a paid summer job, so it gives them some spending money throughout the year.
Talk about the employment.
Employment dates are June 4th through through the end of July. We just signed a new contract with the running group, so our staff will be staying on longer than in years past. So we're really excited for that as well.
Made it.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Maida Jarkowitz, I have been your health officer. This will be my 5th year out there. I've been health officer at other camps for a number of years prior to that. It is not too early to start thinking about your medical forms. And there is, for those of you who are here in person, in the back of the room, there is a handout that says what I look for in your medical forms. I started returning these to everybody who left summer camp 2 years ago, and last year, the quality of the forms improved significantly, which means getting through check-in was significantly easier for all of you. Everybody who is coming out to summer camp, whether they are staying for whether they are staying for one night or the whole week, needs a Part A, a Part B, Part B 1 and 2, and Part C for it. This is because the event is more than 72 hours. This is what National has told us we need to do. When you arrive at camp, your forms will be collected. They will be returned to a unit leader on Friday for it. So you will get your forms back. If you have youth that go to, say, NYLT or another event or OA or something where the forms are turned in, make sure they get them back or that they have another copy. The best thing to do is have a copy of the medical form that is turned in. Keep your original safe at home for it. They should be dated July 1st or later for the majority of summer camp. If you're coming out in June, June 1st will suffice also. For your medical forms are good for a year after they are signed. And I go by the Part C signature, the doctor's signature as being the most up-to-date signature. And that is, if it was signed on July 1st of 2023, it's good through July 30th or 31st of 2024. So it goes through the end of the month on which it was signed. For it. When you look through, I also recommend that everybody reviews their medical forms that are coming for your scouts. You should have these forms on every event you attend anyway, but you should be reviewing them so you know who they can go home with, who they can't be with. So you know if they have any allergies, if they have any medical conditions that may affect how they act in your campsite, but also when they come to summer camp, are they going to affect what they have? Because you are one of my biggest resources when, if I am having an issue with a scout, I'm going to go to you to find out, is this something that he normally does? And that may help us get through everything. You will also know whether they are on medication. When they come out to camp, they do not have to turn in their medication to me unless they feel more comfortable with it, or you as a leader do not feel comfortable managing that medication for it. They can come to me. If they do turn medication into me, they will have to come to the health lodge for it to be dispensed. For it. With the advances in medical technology, we've had more and more medications that are requiring refrigeration. These include some of the diabetes medications, growth hormone. I've had others that have come in that I'm not sure what they're for until I see them, and then I look them up and figure out what they're for. They require refrigeration. Some of them can be self-administered, but they need the refrigeration. So they come in, I give them a quiet place, secure place, privacy, and they can take care of their own medications. For it. Any medication that comes to camp should have a label with the name on it. In the past couple of years, we have found over $1,000 worth of medication loose in camp. And it can be something as simple as an address label that you get in the mail from various organizations, cut out the name, stick it right on the inhaler, for example. Right. So that if that falls out of the pocket or out of the backpack and is found in the mud, we know who to return it to. For it. The Part C is required for summer camp. It is a portion filled out by the doctor. Parts A and B can be filled out by a parent or guardian or by the participant themselves. But Part C is by the doctor. By BSA's definition, their providers are an MD, a DO, a nurse practitioner, or a physician's assistant. Dentists and chiropractors do not qualify under BSA guidelines for it. Make sure that everybody has the same name on every page. That it's not John on one, Johnny, John Jacob on another. If those pieces of paper get separated, I can't tell who goes with what. Tetanus as the immunization that is absolutely required, and it needs to be the date, month and the year, not up to date for it. And if you have a scout or scouter who does not believe in medical care, there is an exemption form that you can go online and find. If they do not believe in immunizations or do not want any immunizations, we're not going to provide those immunizations. We just have to know that whether they've been given or not. There is a form to fill out. Those can be found in scouting.org. This form itself, if you go to BeaumontScoutReservation.org, there's a tab that will give it to you. I'll be around for those of you who are in person. I'll be around afterwards if you have any questions. Thank you.
So last year we had 156 total units in camp. This year we're currently sitting at 100. At this point last year, we were just at 78. So we're really excited about this number. I know Dan and myself and the rest of the team have been working to really get this number up. And so we're excited to have 100 units signed up for camp as of today. Dan pulled in that last number, so we're really excited to hear that. Upcoming events at BSR. For those of you in person, you can pick these up in the lobby or in the back of the room. If you aren't, we have. Thank you. We have 3 clinics coming up, January 10th, 17th, and 26th. SAP Camp, which we're going under a rebrand to SAP Camp on March 8th. A couple merit badge universities, March 21st through the 23rd. Wilderness First Aid, April 4th through the 6th. Spring Camporee, the last Spring Camporee at Beaumont, and then it'll transition to the Fireland Spring Camporee, will be April 11th through the 13th. The OA is there, the 25th through the 22nd, 7th, and Wilderness Engineers, May 2nd through the 4th. All of you are invited to Wilderness Engineers to help get camp ready for summer. So, this has kind of been every year I get questioned about this topic, and this will be the year I'm gonna bring it up.
We're putting the poll out right now.
What?
We're putting the
You
poll
put
out.
Thank you. Would you guys be interested in having family night back at camp? No. So we got a no and a yes column. So far, we've already pulled it outside of this, and we already had 2 no's. Mike,
What day of the week?
it'll be Thursday night.
No.
There should be a poll live on Zoom.
There should be thank you, Dan. There should be a poll live on Zoom. Great. Tim, no.
No.
No. And what's online looking like?
80% say no.
Congratulations, family night doesn't look to be coming back. We'll have the final details for you guys in our next leaders meeting. That's not what I was expecting that to go. Great. So what questions you guys have for us? If it's program related, I will have Dan and his team answer that, or business related, Kim, go ahead.
No, I have one for Maida.
Oh, all right,
That somebody asked.
great.
Yes,
They would like to know, is there a log that has been maintained at the troop level, or is there a log that has to be maintained at the troop level for medical things during the week?
if they are distributing medication, there should be a log if they want to pick one up in advance. If they want to pick one up when they arrive, I can get them one.
Just for
Or,
distributing medication.
yeah, because that is a accepted method of showing that the medication has been given, and it's a good way to help the parents feel comfortable with what you're doing.
Okay. The second part of that was, are all meds checked in at the medical office upon check-in?
If if the unit is going to take responsibility for them. And they do not have to turn them in, they do have to be secured, and I forgot to say that earlier.
If they need the lockbox.
If they need a lockbox, we have lockboxes.
Any questions from you guys?
What's the procedure for swim tests?
Swim test. Would you like to answer? You want me to?
So for swim tests, there's two different options we can go with. The one that'll make your check-in day the easiest would be to do your swim tests ahead of camp. So that would be whether it's going to your YMCA, going to, if your school has a swimming pool, going to one of those facilities and having your BSA swim test conducted by a lifeguard, whether it be Red Cross, BSA lifeguard or other certified organization. And then filling out this, what is technically called the swim classification record. That's what the BSA calls it. That form is on our website. You can find that online. Or what a lot of camps do is we will have the pool open on your check-in day, and you can do your swim tests when you arrive at camp. So either one works. I highly recommend doing them beforehand so that you can get through your tour as fast as possible and have more time getting your campsite set up and getting to dinner on time.
And one caveat to that.
Sure.
This should be the last year for, Dan mentioned BSA lifeguard, which is fine for this year. BSA has discontinued the BSA lifeguard role as a proper certification that'll be honored at the BSA level moving forward. So any current BSA lifeguard that is currently out there, which is, I believe, a two-year cert, minus aquatics directors, they can finish their term out. But if you are currently relying on somebody with a BSA lifeguard, that will be phased out here promptly in the next 2 years. Unless you have an aquatics director card, but that will be upwards of 4 more years. Yes.
Do you accept swimming and water rescue?
There
Test?
on
Administrate the test?
on the back of the swim classification record. I don't know the full list of what's accepted, but it's on the back of, it's on the form from the national office
It
of
says
what is
lifeguard
accepted.
certification or water safety instructor.
Okay,
There was a question, do swim tests done prior to camp have to be completed within X days of camp?
Has to be within. It should be a year, so it should be within a calendar year. For coming to camp.
And then if swim test is completed for the troop before camp, will scouts be taken out of the site for tour of program areas? Yes, there will still be a tour.
There will
Yes.
still be a tour, yes. Check with my program team before I answer yes to that. Yes, there will be a tour.
Any updates on the broadband shower house?
That was my question.
Okay, so
No, somebody brought. it up.
I'm so glad somebody asked about the Robin Shower House. We got another quote today, or was that yesterday, Chris? Yesterday, so Robin Shower. The bane of all of our existence is gutted. And ready for somebody to start with Robin Shower. That's what I'm willing to say at this point. Let's talk about the Rangers. And I'm very excited, if you don't follow us on Facebook, the shotgun range was completed 3 weeks ago. So we're working on a berm extension with the shotgun range and the rifle range, as well as be in compliance there. So the shooting sports complex will be 100% completed by next summer. Robin Shower is not stalled, but it is experiencing a hiccup right now, and Mark and Carl and myself and Chris and our properties team are currently working on to make sure that Robin Shower will be updated at some point. As of that's what I'm gonna say with Robin Shower. STEM Center is in that same boat. What other questions do we have? Please don't say any more about Robin Shower.
None yet.
Great. If you do have any questions between now and the time you come to camp, if they're program related, please email Dan, because I'll just forward you to Dan. Because that is really his realm. If you have any upcoming events, if you have any questions about upcoming events, whether here or at Firelands, you can contact myself, Dan, or Jess, and Kim has another one.
Will there be a free adult for every 10 registered scouts as in years past? It appears that it was eliminated last year and a troop is hoping it will be brought back.
It is not going to be brought back. You get one leader for your unit. In order to get additional leaders, go ahead and teach some merit badges and teach away. And that's how you get more additional adult leaders for free. So, and I'm just gonna be honest, the reason behind that is we either can continue to rate, if you look at any of our camps in Pennsylvania, New York, there are upwards of $500 plus. In order to keep the prices down for kids, we keep your prices to where they are, and so that's we're able to not justify a large increase in a price hike. Working with other camps across this state, it's something that we talk about as director of camping or camp directors across the state, that more and more we're all approaching the 500 plus mark at this point. We're trying our best to not for the scouts, so that's our way of keeping some costs down. Just full transparency. Anything else? Great. Dan? Man. APDs. Rangers? Great. Thank you so much for driving out. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, if my email is in every one of your books, I have cards in the back of the room. So does Dan, Chris, Bear, and Maida. And if you need Heather's contact information, the administrative assistant for the experiences department, her information is in the back as well. Those of you online, thank you so much for tuning in, and yes.
Were you gonna cover the parent portal?
Parent portal. Once we get all of the badges into parent portal, we'll go into a deeper dive to parent portal. It is open and you can log in and have people set up parent portal, but the main registrant for your registration has to set up parent portal. If we go through it right now, they're all pretty blank because not every kid's in there, but we just have estimated numbers, and so that's why we don't go through it in the December meeting, January meeting, and February meeting. Once we have actual kids in there, it's easier for us to go through for you guys.
So could I go into my account right now with the parent portal and send out the things to the parents so they can start?
You would have to, right now, everything's in an estimated phase.
Okay,
Once it switches in January over to the deposit phase, you can.
okay.
As of right now, we're in the estimated phase, and that's why
So January, I can send out their login.
Correct.
And password. So that-
January 15th will be the day that the system switches
Okay.
from deposit phase to our estimated deposit phase to deposit phase. Great, thanks so much. Those of you in the room will be, my team will be around. Those of you online, shoot us an email. Thanks so much.